Hi, this is Dan Guernsey with the Cardinal Newman Society, and we're here at Castel Gandolfo at the International Congress on Catholic Education. And we've run into Michael Van Hecke, who is the headmaster of a Cardinal Newman honor roll school and president of the Catholic Textbook Project. And we thought we'd have a few words with him here. Michael, what do you think are some of the strengths of the conference so far?
Well, first off, it's just great to see people from everywhere. Yesterday I got to counting badges. We all have our little country listed there, and I started writing down, came up with 62 different countries. It's very exciting to see the universality of the church. One of the things, or two things struck me particularly. One was the real commitment and passion by virtually every speaker about the importance of really making sure everybody keeps Christ in Catholic education, and that Catholic education is still worth fighting for. Hopeful to see, right? Because we in America see too many schools closing. The second thing that really struck me was of the many Americans that are here, how many we know. That is a very hopeful sign to me for what's coming in the next 20 and 30 years in education in America, Catholic education in America.
Have you picked up on any what you think are the central themes of the conference?
Well, I think the principal central theme so far has to do, well, there's maybe two different ones, but for me, it's really that Christocentric approach. There's a lot of talk about making sure that our teachers and our principals are really formed in theology. And if we are, then we'll understand more deeply the true nature of why we're doing Catholic education, why we give our lives to it. There's another principal theme, I think, that's out there that has to do more with research and globalization and diversity and multiculturalism and all of this. And this is something that other schools tend to have to battle with more. I mean, if you're running a school in Iran or Beirut, yep, there's several Lebanese here. There's a number of African nations, and they have some hard things to deal with that we don't.
Bosnia, we've seen.
But if they're not rooting it in Christ first and foremost, then the multiculturalism doesn't mean anything. You have to be able to define what that means, and if you do, then you're going to hopefully do it right.
Any areas you've seen that you would have liked to see more emphasis on in this particular conference?
Well, I could think of one, and that's the one I brought up this morning in the conference, and that has to do with really the formation of educators in the history of Catholic education. If we're always talking about the latest research and meeting the modern world where they're at, we can forget that we have a history. We can forget that we have a patrimony. We can forget how we got here. And I think the idea of progress can sometimes get lost. And we keep moving forward thinking we're progressing, but if we're on the wrong trail, that's not progress. We're getting further and further away from where we should be. And I think what we need to do is we need to be aware whether we're really progressing or not. If we're not, we need to do what all the kind of golden ages or golden moments in history, especially in history of the church, have been marked by men and women who have gone back to the great ones before them, to reorient themselves and reaffirm that there is an objective truth. It's a great truth, and we've worked long and hard to get to this point. So let's start back there and then go forward again. Make sure that our progress is truly progress, not progressing down the wrong path further away from real progress.
Good, yeah, that keeping that end in mind, right? We have something more to offer than ourselves. I am just a conduit of something greater and a representative of something mightier than I. And that I think is certainly present, but I think just a little bit more emphasis on it is something that I was kind of longing for. I would think that we could be added to.
But when you look at the American contingent, I believe that so many of us that is our orientation. That is where we're starting from.
Yes, and one of the things you learn being here is that our problems are not the problems of Bosnia and Uzbekistan and even Spain. So there is a humility that I think is that we have to have present here, and that we're all at the service of the Spirit in this great project of Catholic education. Thank you for all you're doing, and have a safe journey, and glad to see you here.
All right.
Thank you.